Are you a little bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. I am so happy that you are here. For those of you that are new to me, I had a storied career in public relations, PR, publicity. I spent 20 years in that career, worked with the creme de la creme, best of the best, like LeBron James, Dwayne Johnson, James Cameron, Gloria Steinem, Taylor Swift. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. That reminded me of a song. What song is that? On and on and on and on. Okay. And now I'm thinking of Master P. Let me hear you say, na 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 na. Okay. Back to it. Did I mention I have ADHD? I love talking about energy and mindset, but I also love talking about visibility and being seen. So when my two favorite topics come together, I'm like, oh, this just feels delicious. Today's episode is one of those episodes. When it comes to like being visible or being seen, being someone who is famous or someone who is a thought leader, there is this one school of thought that thinks, okay, we need to craft a persona. If you've ever seen Entourage and their Publicist, like spin is another way that it's put. And then there's this other side where it's like, be yourself to free yourself and share everything you do, including your bowel movements, oversharing. And there really aren't any boundaries there. And neither one is a great path to being successful and being confident and being able to show up in your life without it like feeling like work. I was a very, very private person prior to being an entrepreneur and a coach. Despite me being a professional a PR pro, like one of the best, which I guess I still am. I'm just technically not practicing. I take my PR brain to all of my private one-on-one clients, but it's not something that I offer a la carte anymore. If you're wondering why that is, because when I started coaching, I actually did start coaching with like visibility and PR. I actually stopped doing that because I realized that I was continuing the propaganda of your personality is not profitable on its own. And here you need to change and contort in this box. And also most people, when they are seeking PR, which is a sense of external validation, they're usually coming from a deficit, like I'm not enough, right? Or like, I don't feel this way about me, so I need to prove that it actually is true. Versus when I thought about all of my most successful clients and campaigns, it was the people who were already super confident in like what they did. And they were coming from the place of like, this is just so fucking awesome. Other people need to hear about this, or I want to help other people. And there was no proving in their mind. Me positioning myself as someone to help with PR and visibility, I wasn't able to do that because that takes fundamental like mindset shifts now. And we go to the root of it instead of dealing with like all the surface little shit. Okay. I really like the way that I have done this as far as being seen versus being visible. And it feels really good to me. Like your brand, your persona is an extension of yourself. So I don't contrive anything pretties, which you probably already know, but I am not about faking it until you make it. I don't force anything ever. A really common low quality line of thinking is that in order to be successful, you must look at how other successful people in your industry are showing up and squeeze yourself into that. And when I say industry, it could even be other moms, right? Like you could be like, oh, well, they posted about their kids' half birthday party. Industry is just who you consider your peers. One thing that seriously makes my blood boil is when people make Instagram reels and you're like pointing to invisible things and you're doing like this awkward shimmy funny type thing where, I mean, unless that's your jam, but also like that's so 2 years ago. So come on, can we get some better moves? But like when you put yourself into someone else's box or mold and like you don't actually fit within it, it feels just as awkward to the people in your audience as it feels to you while you're creating it. If you look on my Facebook, there's like a Facebook video I did, I think it was in late 2019. And like, I am so fucking awkward in it. And you can just tell I was forcing myself to do something I did not energetically feel connected to. When you do these types of things, pretties, you perpetuate the low quality thoughts that in order to be seen and in order to be successful, you fundamentally need to be someone different than who you are. That is completely untrue and makes the process of being successful take so much longer. It also keeps you at very, very low levels of visibility because when you pretend to be like everybody else, you position yourself as a commodity instead of a valuable entity. And then people can't tell the difference between you and everyone else in your industry. Being who you are becoming or activating the art of being yourself is when you are embodying more of your truth. For me, it's when I'm giving myself permission to step into who I have always wanted to be, who I wished I could be all the time, like who I was when I had moments of being confident and being bold and being self-possessed and joyful and energetic. And all the things I actually am, I didn't always live as the CLG that you hear right now. I intentionally and uncomfortably became my full expression of myself. This is what I teach my private clients about branding. Like I became this person. She is the real me, my true self, but I had to like let her out. Okay. Take off all the masks and the costumes that I was wearing. It's the reason why I am so obsessed with branding and being seen versus just like visibility. Visibility is just like amateur hour. There is an art and a science when it comes to being seen. And it's mostly mindset. Branding work, like real brand identity work, is not fluffy images and snappy taglines. It's literally you being in your unique essence and values and having a magnetic quality and energy that's like radiating out from that. That in itself, that takes you to high levels of wealth and success. Finding people you can look to help you expand your own identity is super helpful. Like humans who are embodying aspects of who you want to be is key. For me, pretties, Charlize Theron is my go-to. When I was thinking about my future self 6 months ago, maybe 9 months ago, it didn't really feel anything for me. Like I couldn't really go there and it didn't really bring the vibration or the frequency that I wanted to channel. But when I would think about Charlize Theron, I could be like, what would Charlize do? And then I could really quickly go there and bring her into my business, embodying the energy of the way that I want to be expressed. This is not about you becoming them. This is not like single white female stuff or imitating them. It's you embodying what they represent that you know to be true within you. It's seeing a mirror. And Charlize showed me a mirror that I can be bold and I can be rich as fuck being who I am. And I can get paid to do what I love to do. And I don't have to worry about if people are like booking Awaken sessions with me, which by the way, it's free and you can totally do. There's information on that at the end of the show notes. Charlize, she is a mirror for me, just like I show you a mirror of whatever it is that you want. I show you a mirror of, yes, you can do this. Yes, you are a high caliber bad bitch. Yes, you are worthy of every desire on your heart. When I think about CLG, this didn't come about because I was contriving like something false. Like I created Courtney Love Gavin by unleashing her and letting her come out to play. BT dub, like Courtney Love Gavin is my real name. Love was my maternal grandmother's first name. No, I'm not named after her. She's named after me. Growing up, I was just really embarrassed about. I remember using nail polish remover on my lunchbox, and I was just trying to be as normal as possible. I just omitted the love from my name. I started to play with Courtney Love Gavin in high school when I wrote for the Morgan Hill Times, my city's newspaper. And then I think it was in college and I was rushing and there were like a lot of Courtney G's. And that's when I was just like, I'm Courtney Courtney Love Gavin, like, this is who I am. It's really just about you embodying who you want to be and embodying who you truly are. So for me, like, I left Courtney Gavin in Morgan Hill, California. Like, Courtney Gavin didn't get me here living the life of her dreams in her beach house in Santa Monica with the cutest dog in the world, Chandler Bing. CLG did that. And it's not about changing your name. It's about, like, what embodies who you want to be. Who are you becoming? Courtney Love Gavin was built by leaving towns and friend groups and her public relations career and, like, being the good girl behind. Courtney Love Gavin was built by elevating myself and experimenting and bumping into life and having life bump into her. That is how she was seen and featured by the New York Times. Being seen versus visibility. For those of you that are wondering, like, what the fuck is the difference, CLG? Being seen is like, whoa, people just can't take their eyes off you. Being visible is just like showing up and just like being shouty. Or like, I post 3 reels a day, or I send an email all the time. Like, that's just fucking visibility, right? Like, visibility is just like, how many view counts did I get? Being seen is like someone messaging you or just like coming up to you and just being like, oh my goodness, I see you. It's an energetic connection. When you decide to be seen, you're willing to look at yourself and all the dark parts that maybe you hide from yourself and you try and suppress, and because you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable, or I don't want to deal with that. The process of activating our greatest potential, I think of it as this cycle of decay and rebirth, meaning that all of us have enormous potential inside. And in order to activate it, we've got to be willing to let go of everything we've known in order to be who we're becoming. It's sort of just like composting like areas of ourselves, or like when I think of decay, I think of like soil and getting out all the weeds. And what helps bring life is actually the parts that we let go of. We got to be willing to disentangle belief systems that we've had our whole lives and core parts of our identity, and to really detach from them in order to create fertile, rich ground for your delicious future to like spring from. That is what happens in my private coaching practice. It is an all-in process. I coach you as the person that I know that you're capable of being in the world. And I invite you to surrender to that destiny. Let's go to the deepest parts of you that you didn't even know were there and meet yourself. You can create a full-on, beautiful, transformational, empowering, fun experience in your relationship with yourself and life. I currently have 2 openings in my private coaching experience. It is the Rolls Royce of personal transformation. This is a burn bright in the fire of who you are. And I invite you to come create it with me. And oh yeah, and it abso-fucking-lutely works. And it is so, so worth it. Are you tired of being in a robotic relationship with success, with zero meaning or joy during the process, where your victories feel anticlimactic? If you're nodding your head yes, listen closely, because I might have the solution you've been searching for. My Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, a 6-week, highly individualized one-on-one coaching experience designed exclusively for perfectionists like you. Your perfectionism is actually your greatest asset, and leveraging it can be hard work or take years of guesswork. That's why in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, I give you my key frameworks to taking charge of your Ferrari drive, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn perfectionists. In the first 30 days, you will cut your burnout in half, increase your professional fulfillment by at least 150%, and your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. And that is just your first 30 days. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today. Or if you want to take the easy way, just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator.